The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Boy, I hope you guys are ready for today's episode because, as you know, the Duelist packs can make for some of the most entertaining episodes of Sealed Showdown, and this one may be no exception. Welcome to Duelist Pack 6, Jaden Yuki 3. This is going to be a disaster. Let's just get into it. We've got 30 packs to open, 5 cards a pack. The quality of cards in this set are just unbelievably terrible. So I just got to flip them up, and you can just see, looking at this first 5 cards here, this is what we're working with. Evil Hero Infernal Gainer may be one of the highest statted monsters we have access to at 1600, but I guess we'll have to see when we open up the rest of the set. Well, there is a super rare Evil Hero Infernal Prodigy. That card's like okay, but we'll have to look at the rest of our pulls. Armor Breaker's also not a terrible card. It's really bad removal because it has to be equipped to something in order for it to actually work, but I mean, we may be that desperate that Armor Breaker is the best removal card we have. Okay, thank God we got Grand Mole. This is a rare, and obviously with Robert's rare luck, he may not even get this, but hopefully we can just be the only one who has this card because this may be the best card in the set.
Another day, another Duelist pack episode. This one promises to be every bit as wild as every previous one has been. By the way, this doodle, I made many changes to it leading up to this, and as you can see, I may have minorly damaged it. It's in TCG Player near mint condition, let me tell you. I will finish it before this episode goes up, and it will be up on Twitter in full color, and boy, does this really exemplifies how I feel going into this. Jaden Yuki Duelist packs are really something else. Let's just get into it. All right, pack number 1, Neos Alias is very important because this is the only decent normal summon we have in the main set. Dark Gaia is important. This is the basic fusion monster that we expect to be using, and Convert Contact is really crucial. It's effectively Destiny Draw, but it also allows us to thin out the deck. Elemental Hero Captain Gold and Hero Counterattack are kind of an interesting combo in this set. Hero Counterattack is like kind of bad Raigeki Break, but it gets better the more hero monsters you have in your hand. So even though you can't really summon Captain Gold, you can use it as basically a material to improve your chances at hero counterattack. Another alias, another Convert Contact. Both of these are very good. Heroes Rule 2 is actually a surprisingly good card because it deals with exactly a swing of memories. So definitely glad to see that, and another Dark Gaia. We do want 3 Dark Gaias.
We do have Evil Hero Dark Gaia, but I don't even know if we have the requisite materials to make this card. I'll have to keep an eye out for it. And we also have Hero Counterattack. This card's actually not bad. When an E-Hero monster you control is destroyed by battle, your opponent chooses and reveals 1 random card from your hand. Then, if it's an E-Hero monster, you destroy 1 monster your opponent controls and special summon the chosen monster. There may be some Hero Counterattack action going on this episode. Definitely one of the better super rares, Evil Hero Malicious Edge. This is a 2600 2 tribute that if our opponent controls a monster, we actually can summon it with 1 tribute. So this is definitely going in the deck for sure. Unironically, Covert Contact may actually be a playable card. This card says if you control no monsters, send 2 Neospatian monsters, 1 from your hand and 1 from your deck to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. So it's technically a 2 for 2, and it does let us dig deeper. We do need to play Neospatian. So if we get like 3 Grand Moles, this could be good because I don't know if we want to play the others. I guess it depends on how bad our other Pulsar, but this might be a playable card. And Hero's Rule 2 is actually nuts because if there's anything that goes after the graveyard, we just get to destroy it. But the problem is we don't know if there's actually anything worth playing that Hero's Rule 2 can negate. Well, there's Dark Calling, so if we want to play any of these evil heroes, we do have this card because we do need it. Swing of Memories, I guess, is something that Hero's Rule 2 can negate, but I don't even know if there's any normal monsters because we haven't seen any yet. Okay, well, there we go. Neos Alias is probably the best beater in the set. 1900 attack. This is a normal monster because it's a Gemini, so that is pretty relevant. Dark Fusion is interesting. A second Grand Mole and a second Infernal Gainer. That's actually probably the best pack we've opened so far.
There's a Glow Moss, terrible Neospatian, but one we may run to play with Convert Contact. Over limit, depending on which fusions we get access to, also maybe actually usable this time. It has actual targets in this set. There's a Grand Mole. I do hope to be getting 3 of these, but it is a rare, so, you know, it's a rare. Another Convert Contact is great. This is my first Dark Fusion. This is the most important card in the set, bar none, because the win condition of this set is going to be fusion monsters. And if you cannot Dark Fusion, then you cannot fusion summon fusion. You can't win the game. Yo, there's an evil hero, Infernal Sniper, a very, very good card, a great Dark Fusion target. It does allow you to run Clayman, and we all know how Alex feels about my getting to play Clayman, and another Grand Mole. This is a fantastic pack. An evil hero, Malicious Fiend, is very, very cool. It does require one material that we have yet to see. However, it is a great card if we get that. Another hero counterattack is great. Armor Breaker is pretty decent, and Mirror Gate is also potentially very good depending on the rulings we go with. A Swing of Memories is a great common. I will certainly take a Captain Gold, although it's not my favorite rare from this set. And my final Neos Alias is also great. All right, about a third of the way through, there's our last Grand Mole. So I'm full up on Grand Moles, something I am extremely relieved to report, let me tell you. And another Swing of Memories. So I've got 2 Swing of Memories and I've got 3 Grand Mole. I've got my full playset of Convert Contact as well, which is great. More Dark Fusions. Okay, I am full up on Dark Fusions. The next card I want to look for is Dark Calling. I'm also full up on Grand Moles. Dark Calling is our Miracle Fusion for the set, and I would definitely love to see a couple of those. Another Armor Breaker. This is an interesting card. It kind of turns your monster into a removal spell as well, so it's an interesting way of potentially countering big monsters.
I'm gonna have to look to see if Skyscraper is even in this set, because if not, we can't even play Captain Gold, which is pretty sad. But Evil Hero Malicious Fiend is a fusion. It requires Malicious Edge, which we have, and a level 6 or higher Fiend monster. You have to summon it with Dark Fusion during your opponent's battle phase. All monsters they control are changed to face-up attack, and each monster they control must attack this card if able. And it's 3,500 attack. That's actually massive, but pretty high requisite cost to summon this. So, I don't know. Excellent. Third copy of Grand Mole. I can't believe we actually pulled 3 of this. And Swing of Memories again. So we need to get some Neos Aliases for sure now. I think that's the main thing I'm looking for. Well, ask and you shall receive. There's another Neos Alias, another Armor Breaker as well. I think, again, this card may be pretty good. Infernal Gainer I also realize is used for Dark Gaia potentially. I need to figure out the rock monster we can use for that, though. Mirror Gate's like a weird card. So when one of your E-heroes is attacked, you switch control of the E-hero and the monster that's attacking it. So the E-hero you control still dies, your opponent takes the damage, and then they get the monster back. So it's really just a way for them to get some damage in, I guess. That card seems so bad. Oh, I'm so stupid. Grand Mole's a rock, so that's how we go into Dark Gaia. Okay, so we may actually find ourselves in a position where the fusion monsters are king here, because when Neos Alias is like the biggest attacker, and we do need to build a 40-card deck, this is going to be a weird episode. There's another Ultra. It's Evil Hero Wild Cyclone. This requires Avian and Wild Heart, so this does allow us to play these in our deck. You have to summon it off of Dark Fusion. If it attacks, your opponent can activate spells or traps until the end of the damage step, and when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, destroy all face-down spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Crazy card, only 1900 attack, kind of sucks, but pretty neat. Okay, I said it was neat, but I didn't want a second copy of it. I think I would have preferred the Malicious one better, because that one just seems far and away better than this one.
There's my first Dark Calling. I'm glad to see one. One is great. If I can get 2, that would be even better. There's another Infernal Gainer. I think this is also only the second Infernal Gainer I've seen. I would like to see a third one, because that is the source of our most important fusion combo. Another Another Armor Breaker is great to see, so I am at 3 copies of Armor Breaker as well. About halfway through, my third Infernal Gainer is great. There is one other super rare I would like to see, but otherwise I'm extremely happy with these pulls. I've got all the bread and butter that I need. Next pack, another Grand Mole, not the ideal rare for us. We would like to see some more Dark Callings, but another Grand Mole is not bad. Next pack, I should... be careful what I wish for when I say that I want to see 3 Grand Mole. That is my 6th Grand Mole, I think. And I only have 1 Dark Calling. Really crossing my fingers that we get another one of those. There's another Captain Gold. I am full up on those, and I'm very glad about that because that means my hero counterattack is going to be as powerful as possible. Another Infernal Sniper is really cool. I don't know how good it is compared to other things that we could get, but I'm not unhappy to see another fusion monster. There is one other super rare I think I would have rather have seen that I haven't seen yet, but not unhappy to see Infernal Sniper here. There's another Heroes Rule 2. Honestly, 2 is not bad, and I'm glad to stick with that many. Why must the gods taunt me so? I asked for 3 Grand Mole, and boy, am I full up on Grand Moles. Yo, Wild Cyclone, though, is pretty sick. Okay. My ultra rare luck, again, as always, is really coming through for me here. And finally, pack number 30, can I get one more Dark Calling? Just one more. Nope, it's another Captain Gold. Wow, I got a lot of a few rares and none-so of a couple of them. But I did get some really, really solid fusions, so I'm going to hope that that brings us over the top. I will see you all in the deck building screen.
Another Infernal Prodigy. I don't remember if I have 2 or 3 of these now. I think I'd like a full playset if possible. It is a super, so it's pretty hard to pull. 7 packs left, though. We've seen most of the cards at this rate. That's what happens with Duelist packs, so we're going to have some weird deck building. Okay, I'm starting to get worried. I think that's my 3rd Neos Alias on pack 24-25 here, so that has the playset unlocked now. So I think we have pretty much everything. We can just probably go through the rest of these packs. Maybe there's some fun surprises in here, but I think we have most of everything. And last few packs here. That's like our 9th copy of Grand Mole. Hopefully Robert's rare luck is terrible and he doesn't get any. There's another Malicious Fiend, so I'm happy to see this because this card seems nuts. Let's go ahead and open our last pack here and see what we get. Anything good? I think that's only like my 2nd Air Hummingbird. I don't know if I actually play this card, but if we're playing Covert Contact to like draw to try to get into the fusions, that may be something we have to play because I think it's slightly better than Glow Moss, but we'll have to look and see. I don't even know if this is a good set of pulls or not. I got a lot of Ultras. I think I got like 4-ish, and I got some decent Supers, so let's get to deck building. We're gonna have to figure out what the hell we're gonna do for this episode.
Well, kings, queens, and monarchs of every element, I don't know what to tell you. This one was... I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to cap and say that the deck building process for this was particularly difficult or interesting. A couple of things that are notable about my pulls: I did not get a copy of Malicious Edge, which is a very, very good card in this set. It is tribute summonable with only 1 tribute if your opponent has a monster, and it has 2600 attack and piercing, and it is a crucial part of Malicious Fiend, and it creates bigger Dark Gaias, which is scary. And also, I only got 1 Dark Calling per, my normal luck. However, I did get myself an Infernal Sniper, which allows me to play the card Alex Simo loves the most in the world, Elemental Hero Clayman. Which enables a very strange stall burn ability. Infernal Sniper is a weird card. It is statted such that a basic Dark Gaia, one mate without Malicious Edge, can't get over it while it's in defense, and if I can get 2 on the board, I'm going to be sitting pretty on 2000 damage for free per turn. However, it does not really deal well with Grand Mole, which is interesting. We're going to see how that goes. And because I don't have Dark Calling, but I do have these heroes, I can max out on Hero Counterattack to get the kind of Raigeki break effect out of it, as well as 3 copies of Over Limit, which I can use because I have a normal monster with 1000 or less attack. And if Alex has normal monsters with 1000 or less attack, namely Avian or Clayman, then I can steal them back from him. I have a copy of Mirror Gate because while it's a terrible card, it's a funny way to steal games, and also it can protect me from OTKs myself, or protect my board if my opponent gets a big monster onto the board. And then lastly, I do want to talk a little bit about Convert Contact. This card is terrible because it requires you to run some terrible cards, namely Neospatian Glowmoss and Neospatian Air Hummingbird. However, it is basically a destiny draw, and if you have Dark Calling in your hand, it does allow you to discard Grand Mole to get closer to a really strong Dark Calling, or you can use it to draw into more copies of Grand Mole. So I think this card is pretty good, and I am running it at 3 with 6, 7, 8 materials in here as well. That's pretty much what there is to speak of with this deck profile. I want to get to my hero monsters as much as possible to make hero counterattack live and to potentially allow me to go into Infernal Sniper. This worked out last time, mostly because of Clayman, but we'll see if it works out this time. Let's get into the games. Let's get out of this deck profile.
This episode is going to be a fucking disaster. There's a couple important cards that I missed out on that I'm actually kind of peeved that I missed out on because I think they're going to be very game determinative, but we'll have to see when we actually play because honestly in Sealed Showdown, anything is possible. So this is the mess of a deck that I am bringing to today's duel. Honestly, this is like most of the cards I actually pulled because so many of them were duplicates that this is all that's left. And you may notice there's a few cards missing. That's because those cards aren't playable. I'm talking about cards like Captain Gold as well as Overlimit, which have like no valid targets. And so this is what we're left with. Let's give it a shot. So Armor Breaker is removal. We union equip it to any warrior, which we have several of. And then if that monster inflicts battle damage, we get to destroy a card on the field. This is like the only removal we have aside from like Grand Mole and Hero Counterattack. That's how desperate this is. We have triple Neos Alias, Best Beater, and if the saving grace of this card might be that it actually wins the game fast enough that we don't have to suffer through this any further. I do get to play Wild Heart because I pulled Wild Cyclone. I missed out on Infernal Sniper, which requires Elemental Hero Clayman and Burstinatrix. Clayman's 2k ass is probably going to be a just determining factor in winning here because I don't know how I'm getting over that unless I go for one of the fusions. Everything else besides Grand Mole just pretty much folds to Clayman. So we're going to see how this goes. We have 3 Infernal Gainer. I guess this is pretty relevant for some reasons. We can use this as a fiend for the fusions, but aside from that, it's not that great. We have 2 Infernal Prodigy, which allows us to special summon it. We can sack it for like Evil Hero Malicious Edge, which is nice. This can get over Clayman, but again, we have to actually get to that point. And then we are playing every single Neospatian card imaginable. So we have 2 Air Hummingbird, 3 Glowmoss, and 3 Grand Mole. I'd probably play a 3rd Air Hummingbird, but I only pulled 2. So the reason for this is because we are playing 3 Convert Contact. Now, I've been reading this card wrong the whole time. I thought it was Covert Contact. It's Convert Contact. This card's neat because we can send a Neospatian from hand and deck to the grave to draw 2. So it is a 2 for 2. And what's nice is it puts Grand Mole in the grave and we need a rock monster in order to go into Dark Gaia. And so with Dark Calling, we're able to banish them from our graveyard. So this actually gives us a setup play in addition to just being able to cycle through our deck by getting rid of these terrible cards. Air Hummingbird gives us life points. This is like okay. And Glowmoss could actually potentially stall out because its effect allows us to sort of battle fader every single turn if we keep making Robert draw a monster. There's sort of maybe a mill strategy on the table here as well, which is kind of scary, but I guess we'll see what happens. 3 Grand Mole, probably like the second best card we pulled, and 3 Avian to go with the Wild Heart for our copy of Wild Cyclone. I'm also happy for this because I want to have as many E-Heroes as possible because of Hero Counterattack, because it's random removal. It may work, it may not, but we need as many E-Heroes as possible to give ourselves the best chance. Then for the spells, the 3 Convert Contact, the 2 Dark Calling, and the 2 Dark Fusion. Dark Calling's a lot better because it can banish from grave, but Dark Fusion is like the original. The important thing to note here is that Evil Hero Malicious Fiend actually requires a level 6 or higher Fiend monster, which in our main deck, we only have Malicious Edge, but that's the other requirement. So how do we summon this? Well, the other fusions are in fact Fiends. So we need to actually commit to a Dark Gaia or a Wild Cyclone first before going into Malicious Fiend, because we didn't pull 2 copies of Malicious Edge in order to do it that way. And so I need to have several fusion spells because I'm going to be trying to go for a Dark Gaia or a Wild Cyclone early on. So that way, if we draw Dark Calling later, we can go for Malicious Fiend and just take over the game, because once we drop this, I think we just automatically win because it's going to be so hard for Robert to be able to out it. We also have 3 Swing of Memories. This just gets back Alias for damage, essentially. 3 hero counterattack because it's half removal, I guess, and then 1 hero's rule 2. This can negate Swing of Memories. I think this is like the only relevant card that this negates. I feel like there's a scenario where Robert might have like Malicious Edge. He tries to revive Alias, sack it for Malicious Edge. Could come up, but honestly, I didn't want to really play anything else. I guess I could play a 3rd Dark Fusion if I think this card's pretty bad, but I figure having 1 of this is probably fine. The side deck's just every other card that I didn't play in the main deck, so we have a 3rd Dark Fusion, 3 Poly because we can play it with Revoke Fusion, which is a terrible card, 3 Hero Metal. This card's slightly relevant because like if Deck Out is a strategy with like Clayman and Glowmoss, I guess Hero Metal sort of can shuffle itself back into the deck and draw us a card. Also with Wild Cyclone, its effect is also mandatory to Harpy's Feather Duster your opponent, and so if you have these cards set and they Wild Cyclone you, you actually get to draw a bunch of cards. The issue here is that this requires us to play Hero Metal just for Wild Cyclone, and I think that's terrible. I want to have more gas than that. Then we have a couple more Heroes Rule 2 in case this first one seems to overperform, and 3 Mirror Gate. This card's just terrible. I don't know why you would ever play this card, but it is what it is. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm not feeling very confident. If we had Infernal Sniper or Skyscraper 2, which allows you to just special summon your E-heroes that died in battle on a previous turn, that would be insane, but hopefully Robert doesn't have them either to at least equal the playing field. It's going to be exciting, though, because I think going for these big fusions is actually going to be the win con, and something you don't see very often. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Robert, I've endured a lot in my life. In my 27 years on this earth, I've seen a lot. But this is got to be one of the worst things I've ever seen into my life. What were we thinking? Like, even consider, we should have just skipped this. I'm sorry. This is terrible. This is the worst idea we've ever had.
Alex, do you ever think back to when we were having conversations about making this series? And I was coming up with all these terrible, convoluted ways that we could do new, different series that aren't just single product sealed. And then we were like, no, single product sealed would be super hype. It would be great. Do you ever think back to that conversation?
Oh, yeah, buddy. Every single time I sit down to fucking film with you. Oh my
boy.
God.
All right, let's get into
Get
this.
Get it over with. Shout the patron. Kyle Gemot, I apologize for what you're about to be sponsoring because this should be banned from YouTube. I'm sorry. This is just not okay, but good luck, but this is as bad as I thought it. Holy
wow. Oh my
fucking
God.
shit.
This is terrible.
What do I do? Okay. Wow. Okay, so I actually have like a... No, that doesn't even work. Wow. Holy crap. Okay. I need to think about this because I don't even know what an appropriate move would be considered in this format. I think the move is to normal summon Grand Mole and set 2 cards and throw it to you.
Oh, we have ourselves a Grand Mole pass, I see.
Yeah. I'm hoping that your luck was so bad you'd not get any of this card.
Well, we shall see in the future, but not for now, for I shall be normal summoning a copy of Elemental Hero Neosalius.
That's what I was worried about. Yep.
And I'll just slap into that Grand Mole.
We're bouncing.
Yep. Main phase 2, I'll set 1 and pass.
So, like, in theory, I will win in 9 turns.
That's true.
No, 8 turns. I'm sorry. I should win this game in, like, 8 turns because I can just keep normaling Grand Mole. I fear nothing in the back row.
True. I will take 900.
And I will pass the turn. Go ahead.
Draw for turn.
Out my mole, you fool.
There's actually potentially a way that I can deal with this.
I don't like that.
Let's see if I can do it right now, though. I don't think it works the way that I want it to work. What are you going to do? Normal summon Grand Mole again? Let's go, Neosalius.
Okay.
We're gonna do it all again.
All right, excellent.
This isn't Groundhog Day. This is Grand Mole Day. We're just living it the same turn over it.
All right, we'll draw. Oh, perfect. The best card in my deck. Grand Mole.
Oh, wow. Grand Mole. I had no idea that was coming.
Hit for 9. No reason for me to change anything. Go ahead. I'm going to start having to discard for turn here.
God damn. Okay. So there's like an entire series of cards that theoretically kind of gets me out of this situation.
Sure.
I'm
Theoretically.
not drawing them. Yeah, exactly.
I'm having Aster Phoenix flashbacks.
At least this is better than Aster Phoenix because on this track, the game will end in 9 turns.
Yeah, it's true.
Aster Phoenix, there was no hope.
There was no end.
There was no escape.
The length of this match would be game 1 in Aster Phoenix land, but all right.
It's true.
What do you got,
Okay,
buddy?
all right, let's go. Normal summon Neosalius.
Sure.
Let's relive it all again.
All right,
Okay.
Grand
to hand
Mole Day
with-
continues.
I'm just gonna set a back row and it's your go.
Okay. Is this really how this is gonna devolve?
Oh boy. All right.
Grand Mole is such a good card. I'm sorry. Go
Bill
ahead.
Murray, be my guide. No! I mean, I guess I have to try for it. Oh, God, that feels so bad. I won't have lost half my life points to just a Grand Mole. That's the good news here.
Okay.
God, it feels so bad to do this with this card. Okay, I'm going to convert contact.
Okay. I honestly think this is one of the best moves you can do. Sure.
I am going to send my own Grand Mole.
I mean, I guess if I have Mole initiative, that it doesn't exactly do you any good.
I'm going to send a Glow Moss.
Excellent. Best of
And I
luck
will
with
draw
your draws.
2 cards. That still doesn't get me out of it. Normal summon alias. Let's go.
See, I feel good now that I led with my Grand Mole, because if I didn't, you would have your Grand Mole, and we'd be in an absolute disaster of a
It's
scenario.
true. I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay, I'll draw. Oh, did I have to discard for? No. I was at 6, bounced to 7, and I drew 8. All right, Grand Mole return.
God damn it. Okay. All right. We're doing things.
Okay,
We're gonna get places.
Second main.
Promise.
I guess I'll set another. I guess that puts me at 6. So
Okay.
I don't technically have to discard yet.
Draw for turn. No, not like this.
You need to find your out in 5
I
more
have like
turns.
1 out. Okay. Set. Normal summon alias.
Bounce. It's fine.
Battle phase. Okay. All right. Isn't this fun and interactive gameplay? Aren't you all so glad
Let's
that you had us
go.
made this set?
Gameplay.
Oh, God. I'll take it.
I will.
My
go,
words are actually incomprehensible at this point.
I will go to end phase. I don't
Okay.
even know what I want to discard. I don't think there's like a good option. I mean, they're all bad, like equally, but I also don't want to give away like some things that I'm playing. I'm gonna get rid of this
Legit.
armor breaker, and
Okay.
I'll throw it to you.
All right. Draw for turn. No. Are you kidding?
4 turns, Roberts. Tick tock.
Okay. There's a really terrible way out of this, and I hate it. No, that's just as terrible. Okay, let's normal summon ourselves into Yes Alias. Let's go! All right,
You can
good
at least change it up
play.
with the monster that you're attacking with, in all fairness. But you don't want to
Okay,
give away
all
your
right.
strategy either.
End phase.
What are you discarding?
Burst
You
in a
have
tricks.
the Infernal Sniper, you asshole. All right.
Oh
fine.
yeah, I have the worst fusion in the set. You're
I
done.
disagree heavily. You know why? Because if you have Infernal Sniper, you get to play the best monster in the set, which is Clayman.
I think you've been playing the best monster in this set every fucking turn of this game. Oh, whoops, that's too much. But, you know,
You should be
as
at
much as I'd
26.
love to end my misery like that at this point.
No, Robert,
Grand Mole
the
doesn't
game's
quite
not
have that
over
much.
yet.
Okay, all right.
I will pitch an Infernal Gainer. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Oh, that's actually excellent. Okay,
Do you
we're going
actually
to
have a
start
way
off.
to deal with this board?
I do. I
Okay.
actually, well, this really depends on your back row. I am going to activate Swing of Memories targeting Burstinatrix.
I am going to Heroes Rule 2. Your swing of
I had the
memories.
feeling I am going to Swing of Memories my
Excellent.
Burstinatrix.
Sure.
Okay, finally. All right, we have a way out. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. I will also normal summon Neosalius.
Okay.
And I will attack with the Burstinatrix. Bounce at your leisure.
Damn. Yeah, so this puts initiative back in your favor now, which is terrible. Is there any universe I just let this die? So if I bounce, you still have the Neosalius, which is fine. Then I have to summon Grand Mole, bounce back, and then you just get to start slugging me for 19, and your clock's a lot faster than mine.
It's really a tortoise and the hare type of situation, isn't
In a way, yeah, in a way. I am going to bounce this.
Okay. To hand, and I will attack directly with Alias.
I will take 19.
Main 2, I will set a back row. I will end my turn.
I will draw for turn. Let's kick things off with a Convert Contact.
That's a pretty good card.
So I'm going to get rid of Glow Moss, and I'm going to dump myself Air Hummingbird.
Okay.
And I'll draw 2. Not what I wanted. I think the move is to set 1. I guess I'll set another 1, and I will throw it to you.
Okay. Draw for turn. Oh, buddy. Oh, you're so screwed.
Oh, no.
I will normal summon Neospatian Grand
Are
Mole.
you serious?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Yeah, all right. I guess I deserve
Let's go
this.
to battle phase. I will attack in with Grand Mole.
Bouncing?
Yep.
Okay.
And I will attack in with Alias.
Okay, 19.
And then end phase, I am going to discard a copy. I have to discard the Burstinatrix here. All right, your go.
Draw. If I mole back your Alias, then you have the initiative to either summon Alias or Mole, which is interesting. True. I will go for it. I'll run out Mole. We'll bounce.
Okay. To hand.
Second main, I will set 1. End phase, I will ditch Avian.
Ooh, we are on the Wild Cyclone, are we? Well, got something nice off the top. I'll take an Air Hummingbird to the grave for a Convert Contact.
Okay.
And the other thing I will send is another Glow Moss. I will draw 1, 2. Not the draws that I really wanted here.
You know, initially, this was just looking like a runaway game for me, but now it's actually kind of interesting.
It is much more interesting than expected. Has to be that. Discarding Burstinatrix was the most weirdly massive misplay I've made in a long time. And it was an easy misplay to make for the reason that it was a misplay. But I'm in a weird situation because of it. I don't really think I have a reason to summon the mole right now. I think what I want to summon is actually just the Alias. And I want to go to battle and attack indirectly.
I'll take it.
Okay, main phase 2, I am going to set 1 and set 2, and that is the turn.
Draw. Unbelievable. Main phase 1, I'm just going to run out my Mole and pass.
Mole pass. Okay. Draw for turn. Main 1, normal summon, Infernal Gainer. Let's go to battle. I'm going to attack into Mole.
Let's bounce.
Okay. And then I will attack directly with Alias.
Take it.
End phase, I think we have to discard the Gainer. End turn.
I think I've got 1 shot at this, and it needs to be this card right now. I will Convert Contact.
Oh, shit. Oh, that could be huge.
Dump the Mole.
Oh, and you have a Gainer in grave.
I think I go for Glow Moss. Okay, I get 2 more shots at this now.
Okay.
I don't think it was a good enough look. Thinking if there's anything else I can do. No, I think, sadly, you got the game 1. Oh,
wow.
That is frustrating.
What a turnaround. Holy shit.
I'm a bit frustrated with the way that game went, not because of the fact that you outed like my Grand Moloch in the beginning. That was degenerate. And so that's not the reason I'm mad. I'm more mad because things, the way they played out in like the sequencing of like draws, that was just, I don't know. I feel like there's something I want to hopefully show off that could have been a way for me to get out of it, but I feel like I realized it at the last second. So,
okay.
Well, if it comes up, I will go back to this exact moment where I'm discussing this and I'll make sure to reiterate what I'm talking about. But in any case, enough talk. Good luck, buddy. Main 1. Holy crap.
This
Every part of his hand
really
is terrible.
Oh my god.
I assume we start this like we did last time. So, Grand Mole, step 1, go ahead.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, draw for turn. Oh, that doesn't deal with it, though, which is just awesome. Just great. Just
Didn't you miss this, buddy?
fantastic peachy. Yeah, really missed it. Okay, let's normal summon Persinatrix.
We're doing the dance?
We're doing the dance.
All right.
Here we go again.
Okay, I'll draw. Same thing as before. Grand Mole, swing.
Yep.
And that's going to do it. Not much else I need to do.
Same shit, different game.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh, buddy.
Ooh, that still does not do what I want it to do. God damn. Here we go again.
All right, let's do the Grand Mole shuffle.
Yep. All right. Main 2, I am going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn on that.
Imagine having back row. All right, Grand Mole, let's go.
This is a guy who opened back row.
I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. I don't see any back row. Go ahead.
All right, draw for turn. Come on, come on. Let's do this. That does something. I will activate Dark Fusion. And I will discard Burstinatrix, and I will discard Clayman, and I will summon my Infernal Sniper.
He's out. Yep.
And I will normal summon Gainer.
Okie dokie.
Go to battle.
Yep.
Let's do the thing.
Let's bounce.
Okay. Main 2, I will set 1, set 2, and I will end my turn.
Were you not going to hit me for 2K with the sniper?
Was that not what I did?
I didn't see an attack declaration.
Oh,
but
yeah. I was
I'll
definitely
assume that
hitting
you're
for
gonna hit me
2,000.
the 2K.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I would feel pretty bad for you if that was going to be the case. But all right, main 1. Now I need to think here, because even though I can deal with this sniper, the problem is I know you have the 1600, so then you can just start whacking me with that, and the initiative is switched back around to you.
That's
so
the idea.
It's awkward for sure.
God, you are so far up on me for cards right now.
I mean, because you had to commit a bunch to Dark Fusion.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mole, so in all fairness, I mean, if you have Mole, I don't know. I feel like you would have played Mole if we were bouncing. Maybe not, though. You could disclose or try to conceal that you have it. Let's just do what I think is sensible. Let's just Grand Mole away the sniper.
Yep. There she goes.
Second main, I will set a card, and I'll throw it to you.
Draw for turn.
Oh, I have 7 cards. I'm sorry. I will set 2 cards.
Okay. Now, this is kind of awkward because if you have Alias, I just lose the battle. But I think it was just like... There's a world where what I should have done is wait for an Alias before I pulled that play. But we'll see if I get punished for it.
We will indeed. Main phase 1. Wow, this is actually very frustrating. I gotta just keep doing the thing. Grand Mole.
All right, sounds good.
Bounce him.
To my hand it goes.
Got another back row for you.
Oh
Go
boy,
ahead.
let's draw for turn. Well, I think I just have to keep trying for it. Let's go for 16.
Take it.
And it is your go.
Please. Oh my god. Oh, that's frustrating. I have another move, but I feel like this is incredibly risky if I try to do this. But I feel like I may not have much of a choice, just given the circumstances.
Okay.
My life's getting pretty low. There's also a world where this is also a terrible idea. So I don't think I can commit to that yet. Grand Mole.
Okay.
Bounce.
To my hand.
Thrilling gameplay, audience. I will pass. I have to discard here. I guess I'll get rid of a avian.
Oh, does that just win me the game? If it works, it wins me the game. Will it work? Almost certainly not. But we're going to have to burn this eventually. I'm going to activate Swing of Memories, target Burstinatrix. Do you have the Hero's Rule 2? There it is. Okay. Well, I had to try for it. That card was going to get hit one way or another at some point.
And you're threatening lethal if I don't negate it.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Let's normal summon the Infernal Gainer.
Sure.
Yeah, main phase 2. Okay, I know that you are capable of threatening Wild Cyclone here. Wild Cyclone makes setting back row incredibly bad for me. Like, insanely bad for me. So I think I just end with what I have on field.
Part of the fucking cards guide me. Oh, Dark Calling, baby!
No!
Let's go! Banish the Wild Heart. Banish the Avian. You called it, buddy. Let's go for Evil Hero Wild Cyclone.
Ripperino. Okay, yeah, that's very bad for me.
Oh, yeah, this card is kind of crazy. So if it attacks, you can't activate any spell or traps until the end of the damage step. A little bit of a Armade sort of effect. And if it does battle damage, I get to blow up and Harpy's Feather Duster your whole back row. So, oh, man, this feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and run out Grand Mole, too. We haven't even normal summoned. This is great.
Yep.
All right, Cyclone into Gainer.
I will take the 300 and goodbye. Over limit, hero counterattack, and heroes rule 2.
Okay, and we'll go for 9.
I will take 900.
All right, we may have turned this game around. Second main. I've got nothing else. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. No! Do I have to do that just to live? Is that what happens here? I think it's like probably better than not doing that. Set a monster and pass turn.
I'll draw, buddy, and boy, is this game fucking over. Because what's better than 1 Grand Mole, Robert? 2 Grand Mole!
Oh, God. To the hand for me. I will take my 900. I will take my 1900.
2,200 left. One more turn will do it.
There is a card that has the potential to win me this game immediately.
Okay.
Draw for turn. That's not the one. No.
Oh, buddy, we're going to game 3.
Yes, well, you know, sometimes you draw every Neospatian in your deck except Grand Mole.
Hey,
what can I tell you? Yep. I'm gonna go first. Let's see if I can establish Grand Mole before you establish Grand Mole.
Buddy, you know what the 3 stands for in Jaden Yuki 3? Game 3.
I thought you were going to say 3 Grand Moles. Okay, let's start off with a decidedly not a Grand Mole, Convert Contact.
Okay.
Discarding a Glowmoss. And I'm just gonna send my other Glowmoss.
Can we just appreciate the design of Convert Contact? Like, if this card was in, like, any other good archetype, this would be insane. The fact that you could Foolish Burial as part of your Destiny draw, that would be insane. But anyway.
But instead, you are literally just sending your Glowmosses to the graveyard so that you don't draw Glowmosses. Okay, and we'll draw 2. Wow, that is god-awful. I guess we just need to establish something. I will normal summon Alias. Set 3 pass.
Buddy, it's so funny. I was so desperate in that last game. I was considering just normal summoning Glowmoss and hoping the effect that would, like, let me live. You know, because that's a way. That's a move. Like, it's arguably better than, like, Air Hummingbird in that respect, but not by much. You have Alias. That's pretty good. How do I want to deal with this? I will match you with my own Alias. And I'll go to battle, and we'll attack.
Yep. There we go.
We're crashing.
Bumping Aliases.
Go ahead.
Okay, draw
Bumping
for
Aliases. Never say that again. That sounded so wrong.
Oh, I hate this, because if you have another Alias, I'm just, like,
summon that Infernal Gainer, you fool. Summon that Infernal Gainer. You know you don't have a choice.
Do I have a choice? That's the question. That's the real question here. Yeah, we're just going to do it. Go, Infernal Gainer. Let's attack.
Take 16.
Excellent. Your go.
Draw. Well, I mean, there's no universe that card's actually resolving, but we have to try. Activate swing.
Heroes rule 2.
Not happening. All right.
Yep.
If you didn't have it, that would have been a huge swing, but is what it is. All right, so
You're
staring
gonna show me a mole.
down gainer. I could show you mole. Instead, I'm going to show you a set and pass.
Incredible. Okay, draw for turn. Battle phase.
Sure.
Attack.
I don't need to show you a mole when Wildheart can stand up to your Infernal Gator.
His pecs are too strong. What can I do? Your go.
The warrior of elemental energy continues to carry. Oh, and if it couldn't get any better, Neo's aliens off the top.
Oh,
Let's
no.
go. Hit in.
I will take 300 and 1500.
That you will. Go ahead, fool. Clock's ticking.
Draw for turn. That's so funny because it accomplishes so little, but it is mandatory for me to use this card. I'm going to Swing of Memories, targeting my alias.
Yes, you can. Okay.
I will summon the alias. Battle phase.
Crashing
Let's
aliases?
crash.
Yeah, I figured.
Yep. All right, your go.
We'll draw. I will run out the mole.
God damn it. Okay. Yep.
This is 24 total.
50.
Second main, set one in the imperm column. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Such a good card for me to draw right now. What's funny is the things that it replaces
Aren't better.
would not actually help me under these exact circumstances. Okay, you're just representing lethal next turn if I don't play something. So I am going to set a monster. And I will set a back row, and I will end my turn.
I will draw. Main phase
Okay.
1. What do you think about this? So I'm guaranteed to get in with Grand Mole. I get in 15. That puts you down to 23. I sort of just like this, so we'll go to battle. Hit with Grand Mole.
Are you going to use its effects?
Yes.
Okay.
Hit for 15.
I'll take 1500.
Second main, resummon Mole, set 1, throw it to you.
This is my life now. Draw for turn. No. I guess we set a monster, set a back row, and end turn.
We'll draw. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we may as well do this in style. Dark Fusion.
Okay.
Get rid of... Does this banish? No, it just sends. Yeah. So get rid of Wildheart, Avian. Go for Wild Cyclone.
Okay.
This does not represent lethal, but Air Hummingbird represents
Oh,
lethal.
boy! Oh, my...
Excuse me. I forgot to gain my life points, so I'll gain 1,000
Oh,
life
yes.
points.
Indeed.
Grand Mole in, bounce, and should be the end of it here, buddy. Let's just Wild Cyclone rip apart your back row first.
Oh, I'm so sad you didn't do that last turn. Oh, I would have been in such good shape if you did that last turn instead of now.
I just drew the Dark Fusion for what it's worth.
Oh, too bad.
my
Oh, it would have
God.
been great to get the Pot of Greed. Yeah, these cards would have been utterly dead because I took out like another over limit and like a hero counter attack or something like that. I had the Burstinatrix and Dark Fusion and a Hummingbird in hand.
Sure. So just really couldn't pull it together. But I mean, in all fairness, I think this episode was much more entertaining than we were expecting it to be.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
I can add to my resume that I've summoned Evil Hero Wild Cyclone, which I never thought I'd be able to say. But
Yep.
yeah. Okay, so go ahead and walk me through your logic here. Obviously, I did not get Infernal Sniper, so I would have played it if I did, but I did not get it.
Yeah, I actually got 2 Infernal Sniper.
That's funny. I got 2 Wild Cyclone.
And I got 1 Wild Cyclone. But I figured, so I was running the parts for Wild Cyclone in the side deck because I felt like just in a so the back row in this set sucks, first of all.
It's not even real.
And so, yeah, so in a like standard matchup, I would just much rather see the Infernal Sniper than I would see the Wild Cyclone.
Yeah.
And the pieces for Wild Cyclone are generally worse than the pieces for Sniper, so I went for that. I only got 1 Dark Calling, which was a little painful, but other than that, that's pretty much what's remarkable about my pulls.
So my logic was, and actually, let me rephrase. So what I realized in game 1, so this card is terrible, right? Because of Grand Mole's existence. But what I figured out is, but I figured it out too late, is that at one point in game 1, I had like a few E heroes in hand. Instead of letting you attack, I should have crashed into your alias, triggered this, and hope to God that you're gonna hit one of my elemental heroes so I can pop your alias. So that way I can at least put you on the back foot when it comes to Mole and reestablish having the initiative with Mole. I didn't think about that till just like that moment. And by that point it was too late. So I was hoping to be able to get you in a situation with this in that exact situation, but it just never came up. I didn't pull any Infernal Sniper. I got 3 Dark Gaia. I got 2 Malicious Fiend. And I actually did pull a Malicious Edge as well.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to actually go for this. The problem is, if you've read Malicious Edge, it requires a level 6 or higher Fiend in addition to the Malicious Edge.
Or you either need a Dark Gaia and the Malicious Edge, or 2 Malicious Edge, effectively.
Or Wild Cyclone.
Any of your others.
Wild Cyclone is also a Fiend. So basically, you need to Fusion Summon twice before you're able to go into Malicious Fiend. Unless you have double Malicious Edge, which I only had 1 of. So I was trying to always use my Dark Fusions for Wild Cyclone or the Dark Gaia, which I just never even came up for me. And then have Dark Calling, which I happened to pull 2 of, to go into Malicious Fiend and just win the game from there. Because like I feel like Malicious Fiend is just like an auto win if you can summon it. So,
absolutely.
Like the card is just insane. But aside from that, I mean, I feel like our decks were probably almost identical in terms of what we were trying to do, besides from those like very few differences just based off of our pulls. I pulled 2 copies of Infernal Prodigy for the Malicious Edge, which was nice. So I felt like I could always get back into it if you were doing the Mole Lock stuff, as long as I had Prodigy plus Malicious Edge. I just never got to a point where I had both of those cards in my hand, so I didn't really get to show that off.
My deck was very unremarkable. It was basically hope I can get into Sniper, Alias, and or Mole, and we didn't ever see a Dark Gaia get summoned, which is strange to me because it's the most like generic out of all of them.
Yeah.
But you know, we did get to see Wild Cyclone.
We got to see Infernal Sniper and Wild Cyclone one time apiece. It's weird because Dark Gaia is actually pretty good too, you know? So it gets to, as long as it beats 1900 and you don't have to worry about getting mold, then it's good enough, right? But
for sure.
Yeah, it just never came up. Overall, I mean, we were dreading this episode, but I think it was actually pretty entertaining aside from like the mole lock shenanigans. But I think having 3 moles, I mean, that's just bound to happen.
Yeah, so the misplay in game number 1 actually, from me, also had to do with hero counterattack. So by discarding Burstinatrix, I went from having a majority elemental heroes in my hand to having even elemental heroes to other cards in my hand. And so hero counterattack could have been really powerful if you had gone to something like a Dark Gaia, or like, I don't know, you could have had the Thunder Giant equivalent or a Sniper or whatever. But if you had gone into one of those, hero counterattack was a really powerful turn for replacing my alias, because I would have been able to summon a Clayman. Yep. I would have been able to get, but I discarded the Burstinatrix and realized that I had reduced that to like a 50-50 shot at my deck being playable from there on in.
It's just fascinating how Grand Mole completely invalidated hero counterattack, because I thought it was going to be really fun for us to resolve this card and we never even had the chance to. So it's unfortunate, but what can you do when Grand Mole is the best card in the set?
For sure.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode. I hope you enjoyed. As always, let's shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shouts to Shout1317, Moto Cameron Smith, Tim Zurzer-X3, SJ Winchester, Chaotic Meatball, MBT Play Medolce, Part 2, Pony Star, Dan Manhoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Yusuf Asin05, I Ship MBT and Simo, Draconic Rockslide, Jordan Coons, Iron Blazing, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, David Liu, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretch, John Two-Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Dazer, Carlos CT, Flannel Daddy, Phoenix the Immortal, Einstein's Theory of MBT's Relative Toes, Hornet, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, Jonah Messenger, TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Matthew Brady, Max, MBT's Ghost Trick BMW, Tom Russell, Why Read Cards When You Can Just Click Buttons, Helios 515, Black Acre, thank you Cimo, MBT Gage, TheRJB0 and Ruxin34, the entire state of Indiana, Valen Jackson, Justice for Queen Tiramisu, imagine committing a crime and finding out your lawyer is a Yugi-tubing Rothschild, MBT fans scare me more than COVID, Simping for Cimo, Tyler H, Nicholas Carpenter, Cimo's harem of sexy Yugi tubers, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnels, MBT canceled by all communities soon, Mike Ty, Stella and Zoe Vermillion, Wonder Waffle, Skull Servant, and the Wandering Doomed are boyfriends, just an awesome name, not reading cards makes the game interesting, and you know it, and The Undertaker versus Cimo and MBT. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.